All right. So
I'll go ahead.
I feel like we should have a lot to talk about. I personally don't really have a lot to talk about. I've lived a very unproductive life.
Yeah, I've been really busy, but like nothing that would pertain to anything relevant to this.
Oh, really?
You know, nothing with Offbeat or anything. I've just been doing, I guess, my life obligations, going on vacations and trying to talk to people.
Yeah. Did you have a good
Be
fourth?
social. The fourth, no, I mean, it was an all right fourth, but I didn't like do anything. I just stayed at home and watched TV. I was just too burnt out from just being on, just go the last few weeks. Went on vacation to Arizona, and you know how being in airports goes.
Well, what part of Arizona were you at?
Tucson.
Ah,
Yeah, we went to go visit Lauren's parents
nice.
and her brother and did some other things.
Is all those going well down there?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
for the most part, her dad's not doing great right now, but
Oh, no.
yeah, so that's sad.
That is sad.
Otherwise, you know, it was still nice seeing everyone. She had a good time. It was her birthday.
Surprised you're not red.
Yeah, it was actually
sunburned.
surprisingly like overcast and kind of sprinkly for the first few days we were down there. And then after that, I just stayed out of the sun. After the first couple of days, it was like 75, 80, and like just kind of shady. It was nice. I'm like, oh, thank God.
That does sound really
Yeah, 'cause
nice.
the first time we went there, I was just tired the whole goddamn time. Just the intense heat just beating down on you. Every time you go outside, you just want to take a nap. And like the only room in her mom's house was that it was air conditioned was our room that we were staying in.
That's nice of them.
You're like, those Wisconsin pussies will need this. Or that Wisconsin pussy, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I spent most of my time in there. Like I'd go out, hang out in the house or outside for a little while, and then like every like half an hour to an hour, I'd like have to go take 15 minutes and just sprawl out on the mattress in the air conditioned room, just revive myself a little bit.
I wonder, I'm not really familiar where Tucson is in regards to Flagstaff,
Arizona.
but like
Oh.
you could probably have driven like, I don't know, 45 minutes maybe
Make my face sweat.
north and then had found yourself
I think
in,
Flagstaff is like up higher, isn't it? Like in
Yeah, it's in the
elevation,
mountains.
so it's like actually pretty decently temperatured.
yeah, it's closer to what you're accustomed to.
A thick, sweaty fella like myself would do all right up there.
I think so. You would still get really sunburnt though
That's all right. I could use a tan.
because of the
I
elevation.
have very pasty, moon-kissed skin right now. I tan very easily. Burn very easily.
What were we talking about last time as far as offbeats? We're talking about booths and stuff that you were setting up. Was there any? There was one that you were worried about that was taking place in June, and it's July now. Did that one in June happen?
No, I mean, I'm sure it did. I wasn't there.
Okay.
No, like I said, my entire June was swallowed up by... We had 2 weddings.
Yeah.
Our trip to Arizona, we were there for a whole week. And then, you know, on top of work. And then had a friend's birthday on Saturday. So we were out in the Dells.
Sweet.
So I've been busy, but I have not been productive.
Did we figure out more about the sip and shop, the bar thing in Watertown?
It is not actually at the bar. I think it's at some... man, why didn't... When you were giving me the run-through before we started, like, why didn't you ask me to prep for that question? Then I could have quick Googled it before I gave you my phone and looked it up. But it's the whatever Saturday is. It's either the 23rd or 24th. But it's not actually at the bar, I don't think. Somebody told me it's at like a town square or like a park or something nearby. Like a town park square. Maybe it's a square park.
Pretty important information.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'll have the link on my website or on my Facebook at whatever that is. I also got new business cards with all fresh links and things.
Yeah.
But some of them I couldn't just use Offbeat Artworks. I had to add the 9015 to because Offbeat Artworks was taken, and I don't remember offhand which is which.
Yeah.
And I also didn't bring the cards with me. I'm very forgetful. I'm ill-equipped to be doing this.
Just gotta have them in your pocket at all times, like with these.
That was the plan. I was gonna load up before I left, but then I didn't.
By the way, you look really nice today.
Thank you.
And
So
again,
do you.
I had to change to
I sent you a message that said I was going to look beautiful for you.
That's true.
What did you think that meant?
I just sat over there in the video editing area next to all the crucifixes and candles.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's amazing how you walk around here. It's a good-sized apartment, but there's so many candles and crucifixes all over the place. It's like you just weave, especially with those long black robes you were wearing when I came in. Like, how do you not set them on fire? Them flowing all over the place when you walk around with all those candles on the floor. And
well, that's not my first robe, so
that's why you can't grow hair on your legs anymore.
Yeah.
Or chest or belly button.
Right.
Groin is still thick and lush, though.
I have shown Adam all of my burns, which includes my entire body. So
Yeah, basically anything you can't see right now is gone.
yeah, I don't know why I didn't ask you that question. I was distracted by something else. Oh, you wanted to make an intro.
Yeah.
That's where my mind was at.
Oh.
Okay. So, we have a new piece.
Yeah. This is one of the new ones.
This is a canvas.
It is canvas. This would look beautiful on metal, but I didn't do that yet.
It's not on metal.
Not on metal yet, but you can imagine what it will look like when it actually... this is another one where you can kind of... It's multi-directional, but I think I have chosen personally as the artist. You don't have to do this yourself if and when you choose to buy it. But I think it should go this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, I really, really like how this one turned out. It's the first one where I took it a few steps further on the planet detail and really actually, focused on making continents and some depth to it rather than just, atmospheric swirliness.
Yeah, I like it.
So I guess that means it's a really small planet, but that's even more tragic that it was struck by an asteroid.
I feel like this is an eclipsed planet.
Oh, it's just really far away, and the sun's on that side.
Or it's a black hole. Well, yeah, so then if the sun's on the opposite, it's an eclipsed.
Oh, yeah, I guess touche.
Yeah, okay, I got it right.
But I just mean it's daytime on that planet and nighttime on that side. But from this aspect, or from this perspective, sure, yeah, I guess that technically would be an eclipse.
Cool.
Guess we don't see that a lot on Earth, so I was just like, no, it's not a moon, Andy. I mean, I guess it could be. It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to the viewer.
We got a lot of cosmic clouds and details, which I don't remember seeing in other spacescapes. Which maybe there were, I don't know. But I like all this, like the green and the brown and the blue.
Well, actually, I guess it'd be hard to tell in the black hole one because everything is cosmic fog because that's what the planets are being reduced to.
All right.
But the black hole one and this one, I guess, I just realized are the only two from your perspective is in space. You know what I mean? The other two are coming from, you're on a planet looking up at an alien planet landscape sky.
Oh, yeah. It's true.
Unintentional.
Yeah.
But cool. I'm telling a story, and I don't even know what it is yet. Although I have noticed, and I've pointed out on Facebook, that I like how it started. Because, this whole space series, planetary series that I've been doing was never really planned or intentional, just kind of a kick I found myself on. But kind of interesting that it started as, a peaceful alien landscape. And then another peaceful alien landscape. Because there's a little guy on it. And it gives you a little lonely feeling. Yeah. And then the next one is just planets being sucked into a black hole. And then the next one after that is just asteroids just raining down and hammering into planets. Yeah. So they've just evolved into these massive apocalyptic events.
And for those who haven't listened to previous episodes, Adam did suggest that if he were to go any further, the next one would be the planets fucking.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that just seems like the next logical step to me.
Which, yeah, that...
Actually,
I'm interested in that one.
I did stumble on an interesting fact I did not know, because at the center of each galaxy, there's a super black hole, which pretty much keeps the whole thing together and spinning.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I knew that part, but what I didn't know is that most galaxies are going away from each other with the expansion of the universe. Mm-hmm. But our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, and the Andromeda galaxy, which is our nearest neighbor, are close enough together that those massive black holes are attracting each other. So in about 6 billion years or so, our galaxies are literally going to collide. So maybe that'll be the grounds for my next painting. I'll go a step up. Fuck the planets, go to the galaxies. Fucking. Because that's what's going on. The Andromeda galaxy got a glimpse of the Milky Way's booty.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to go get some of that. I want to be all up inside that. I don't know how to make that happen, but I'll have some fun with it.
Yes. Galaxies fucking. And somehow you have to add in the water swooshing effect. just collaborate it all
like
together.
The emoji?
No.
Like the 3 drops?
the thing that you did with your most recent one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Makes sense, because I imagine
bubblies.
That'll do some fuckery to the fabric of reality and all that.
And you've been, you might get splashed in the face with some cosmic fluids.
Yeah, galactic jism.
Yeah.
That's what I'll call it.
Could be fun.
And then the Andromeda galaxy is going to get pregnant, and it's going to have a galactic baby.
Yeah. We're going pretty far with this.
Yeah.
Could start a whole new series. Galaxies giving birth to other galaxies.
Yeah. I'll have to do some studying before we. I definitely can't do what I do for this podcast and just come in dry without having reviewed the material first. Should probably start reading up on astrophysics.
Well, you listened a lot to that one guy. Who's that one guy you've referenced a couple times?
Oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
I mean, not enough to... I don't retain a lot of it. I find it interesting while I'm listening to it, and I pick up maybe 1 or 2 interesting facts. It's not like I walk away with a degree. Not enough to have a lengthy conversation. I have enough to say, hey, did you know? And then I stumble through what I can barely remember.
Yeah.
And if you're still hanging on by the end, you just kind of like, oh, cool. And then if you ask any questions or press any further, it just all falls apart like a stack of cards. House of cards, Jesus.
Yes. I think that pretty much sums up this entire show, though, is...
It's 2 guys talking out of their ass.
Yeah, just kind of
more or less
stumbling to
we're like those drunk uncles at Thanksgiving who just want to tell you how it is and how it's supposed to be.
And then if you inquire any further, it just all falls apart.
You just wouldn't get it.
Yeah, you're too young.
In my day, it was different.
And we just refer to that as Mike V. That's what Mike V does.
Whew, I tell you, I do look good, but it was a mistake. I am paying for it.
Is it?
Apparently, Andy can't have the air conditioner running while we do these because it fucks up the audio.
Yeah, it does. So you can hear it.
So I'm going to look good, but I'm going to look moist.
And
I will not take the jacket off.
the decibels are... Actually, I could... that was before I did the noise gate, so maybe it could go away.
Oh, so you haven't even tried it.
I haven't tried it.
You're letting me suffer on an assumption.
I could go turn it on.
That's all right. I don't want you to interrupt your podcast that I'm on.
I feel like we've done it quite a few times.
I'm going to have to get another drink at some point anyway, so...
Yeah.
Sure, fuck it.
All right.
Do your thing. I'll keep the audience entertained while you're gone.
Okay. Well, why don't we throw in Gary V's shout out so that we can use him for searchability, because that's all he's good for. There's a question in the book. How exactly did your mother instill that self-confidence in you? Now, I'm not sure if it was your mom that gave you self-confidence or somebody else, but Where did your confidence come from? Go.
Well, when I get some, I'll let you know. I don't know. I feel like it's something I'm continuously working on as life goes on. But I'm sure she definitely planted some initial seeds. Like, all right, I've got a good example. So,
Perfect.
I'm sure she'll love this story. She got into a legitimate trailer park brawl for me as a child.
That sounds badass.
Yeah, or like Jerry Springer-esque embarrassing, but
Yes.
also kind of badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I used to go door to door around the trailer park we lived in and mow lawns or this or that and, get my money. And then...
Wow. You were hustling the lawns?
Oh, I did a lot of shit. So at one point in time, I didn't have a shtick, so I went from door to door and just being like, "You got something you want me to like make cooler?"
Yeah.
Like one guy gave me a coffee can, and I brought it back. I like cut out a football helmet into the lid, and that was about it.
Oh, wow.
I didn't have an idea. I was just like, I'm creative. I'll fuck with some of your stuff if you give it to me for some money.
That's awesome.
I don't think it went very well, but yeah, like rake leaves, mow lawns. Actually, I never mowed any lawns, mostly raking leaves.
Okay, so you were walking around raking leaves.
Raking leaves,
Okay.
yeah. I don't want to work too hard. I want to get my money and get the fuck out of there.
That's still really cool, though. Continue.
And I don't remember what the disagreement we had gotten in with, because I had some friends who lived in a house on the other side of the park next to a house that I had owed me money. And I don't remember what we were fighting about or whatever, but I went to go get my money from... Oh, because we weren't allowed back at their house, me and my sister. I don't know what we did. It might have been deserving, maybe not. Who knows? It was so long ago. Who can remember? So anyway, a story about that same day. I went back to a house next door to get my money that they owed me for whatever I did. And since I was in the vicinity of their house, the kids were freaking out like, my mom said you can't come here. And then their big fat ass mom came waddling out and like, you can't be here, blah, blah, blah. So like I went home and I told my mom, like, yeah, they came out and yelled at me and told me you can't be over there.
Yeah, can't get your money.
Yeah. I don't think they were even listening to the fact that I was going to their neighbor's house to get money that and interaction had nothing to do with them.
Oh, this isn't even the house that you're going to?
It's by their house.
Oh my God.
So my mom and my sister and my grandpa went down there and literally got into like a tumble with their whole family.
Wow.
And just like rolling in the gravel, and me being like 6 years old ran back home and hid in the truck because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, and then I don't know, but eventually everyone came back dirty, and I don't know where it went from there, but so I guess that probably instilled something in me early on that you gotta fight for I don't know, people sometimes.
Did you end up getting your money?
I don't remember. I'm sure I did, but and then I was gonna say a follow-up story to that.
Okay.
In contrast, I was dumb and I traded. It was before like cell phones were big,
Of course.
and this kid had a flip phone and it was red. Like, ooh, haven't seen a red flip phone before. Barely seen a flip phone before.
Yeah.
And his was fucking red and it had color.
Yes, colored screens.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. And he's like, I'll trade it to you for your 2 BB guns.
Oof.
And I had a real nice BB gun and another pretty nice BB gun that wasn't actually mine. It was my stepbrother's, but he was gone.
Yeah.
He was living in a different state at that time. So I'm like, okay. And I asked him, like, and this just works. I can like call people. It's it's because I didn't understand how plans and registering phones and shit worked. And he's like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
And so he gave it to me and we traded. And it wasn't long before I realized, like, I can't do anything with this. And I wanted my BB guns back. And I told him I wanted my BB guns back. And he was like, nope,
No.
nope. And I told my mom, and I was like, hey, this motherfucker ripped me off. and I want my BB guns down, and you should go down there and tell him that he has to give them to me.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't do it.
Ooh.
And I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it took a while to understand that I was just dumb and made a bad deal. And like, also, as if I don't have any children, but if I did, and they came to me and were like, yeah, I was dumb and I want my toy back. Like, I'm going to go to this other family and like start shit with them. Like, hey, your son ripped mine off and he has to give him his toy back.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just like unnecessary friction that it was a better lesson for me to just have to handle the situation myself. And I guess the long-term lesson there was sometimes your situation is worthy of the help, and sometimes you have to handle it yourself. There's a correct time to step in, and
yeah, it's a really good reflection. I think it's pretty cool that she did that, regardless if it was just because she didn't want to start the drama or if she was intentionally trying to be like, nah, this is a good opportunity for you to learn that.
Well, there was also a situation a few years before that where I had a friend that I traded Pokemon cards with, and then decided I didn't like the deal and threw a big fit about it until she told him we had to trade back, and I don't think that sat well with her. So after that, it was like, no, you got yourself into this shit. Go fucking handle it yourself.
Yeah.
And I tried to handle it myself. I went out there and I told, I think he tried to like up the deal on me. He's like, you give me $20 and the phone back and you can have it, or something like that. And I tried to like quick just grab the gun out of his hand and run with it.
Yeah.
And then like as we were tugging on it back and forth, his dad came out and like grabbed the gun out of both of our hands. Okay. And I just like rode off crying like, fuck you guys. Lessons were learned.
Yeah, that story has an unfortunate ending. You didn't get anything back, and you end up crying.
Yeah. I did end up getting one of the BB guns back. I don't remember how.
Did you ever give the phone back?
Yeah.
Oh, you
so
did.
I think I traded the phone back for one of them. Which I guess is fair in the end.
Yeah, he gets to keep one just for...
That's probably why I'm so fucking indecisive these days. I don't like regretting decisions, so I make damn sure I know what I want.
But it's really cool that you were out there making deals at that young of an age. I don't really feel like I was doing stuff like that. I definitely was not going out and raking yards or mowing lawns. Though it was like suggested to me to do so.
I even sold walnuts by this mailbox. We had some nuts in the house, and I just busted them all open. And I just had like a bunch of like open, just like exposed nuts.
Yeah.
And I just put up a little booth by the sidewalk.
Did you make any money?
Yeah. I also, I carry a lesson from that day away also. If you're going to do something like that, have change for people. Because some guy I don't remember what I was selling him for, but he gave me like a $5, and I was just like, wow, thanks. Yeah. Here's your nuts. And then he drove away, and then my mom was like, oh, did you offer him change? I'm just, oh.
Yeah.
No.
Just took it as a tip.
Yeah, I was just like, cool, he really wants to pay me for these nuts. He was just driving by, aching for some nuts.
Yeah.
He saw me, my cute little ass, sitting by the mailbox. He's like, I want those nuts.
I want those boys' nuts.
He was with his wife though, so if that makes the story less sketchy for anyone listening.
I wonder how he felt. It'd be interesting if he just meant to give you that $5, or if he was expecting change, and then when he realized you didn't have any, it was just like, fuck it.
Maybe it wasn't a $5. I think he gave me like $1 or like $2 for like 50 cents worth of nuts.
Yeah, where he just
I didn't fucking eat them either. Like, it's not like there was a lot of hygiene involved.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was bathed, but he didn't know that. And it's not like I was wearing gloves, scooping these nuts out with a sterile scoop. Put them in a weighted bag.
So you just grabbed a handful and put them in a bag, or what?
I probably didn't even. I put fucking folded them up in a napkin and handed them to him. Or just handed them through the door like change.
Yeah. Just... Okay.
Yeah, I attempted to be quite the little entrepreneur at one point in time.
So what happened?
Well, then I had delusions of being a musician. Well, first an artist, then a musician, now an artist again.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in with distractions from just, living in the day-to-day workforce.
I'm trying to think. There was one time my cousin and I set up a Pokemon card shop in our front porch.
Oh, yeah?
We had an enclosed front porch.
I feel like everyone has little stories of times they tried to make a little business.
We had an enclosed front porch, and we had an old dresser of mine that we were using as our counter that we sat behind as the store owners. And then we had
fancy
pages of cards all along the windowsills and the wall and whatnot with prices on them. I think one kid came in and bought some.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then we tried having another kid work for us. And I think we paid him a quarter for an entire day's worth of work. And then he quit because we underpaid him. Because he saw the couple other dollars we had in our little safe.
How old were you guys?
Jesus Christ. Fuck. Probably 10. 11.
So that's pretty good then.
Yeah.
I also rented video games out my bedroom window for a little while. My mom likes to tell that story.
Really?
Yeah, because my bedroom window didn't have a screen. You could just step right out onto the porch.
Yeah.
Or not the it wasn't the patio. It was concrete there. But so kids could just ride their bikes right up to it. And then they'd give them whatever video game for however long they wanted it for.
Did you have a lot of games?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
See, I don't know if I should say this on the air.
Oh.
I also had this little scheme worked out at the time too, because I could ride my bike to Walmart, and this is in Alabama. It's a different state. Statute of limitations, they've worn off by now.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'd ride my bike to Walmart, and that was back when they'd have those big bins of video games and just tossed in there. Now they have them, but they're kind of neatly stacked.
Yeah.
The $5 bin of DVDs, just a fucking mountain. So what I would do is I'd make sure I'd wear a long sleeve shirt, and I'd be rooting around in the pile.
Yeah.
Going for the ones at the bottom that I could find that were just from being tumbled in there. The plastic had popped a little bit, so I could get in there. And I would go for the GameCube games because they were small, and I could slide. I'd slide them up my sleeve.
Yeah.
And I'd just leave with 5 or 6 of them. Then I'd go to the video game store right next door and trade them in for the game that I wanted.
What? That's awesome.
Kind of. It's Walmart. Fuck them.
Yeah. That's all part of their, budgeting. They budget for that shit.
Oh, yeah. Because I worked at Walmart for a little while, and part of orientation was watching a video where they were like, you might think that our biggest loss of profit comes from shoplifting. Wrong. It actually comes from just stupid accounting errors and just decimal placement, since we deal with such large fucking quantities of money.